Yo, what's good? It's your boy Deucespeaks,
It's your boy Jason Alexander.
and we are the Clearly Confused podcast where we are unscripted, unfiltered, and probably off topic. What is going on, my man Jason? How you living today, boss?
Shoot, ain't nothing, man. I'm just glad the weekend's here,
Oh,
ready
man.
to get this weekend going, ready to hit these topics up, man, and see what we can put together for the folks tonight.
Oh yeah, we got some for y'all listening. We got some good ones in here for y'all today.
Yeah. How you living?
Shoot, man, I'm doing pretty well. Let's see, going for my mental. Let me say, I'm gonna put myself at probably like an 8.2, 8.3. We'll go
All
with
right.
8.3.
That sounds like a good week.
Yeah, it was a pretty good week, man. Actually, I was out of town a lot. I had a new guy that I was kind of training up. I was at Virginia Beach. Weather's been perfect, and you on the beach, so it's always nice.
Oh yeah, that is
Got
true.
to see some. Oh yeah, man. It's always gonna bring lift your spirits up, regardless, man.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, you
we
right.
came out of like 50 degrees, cold and shit last week, man.
Yeah.
Back to back days, 80s in the Virginia Beach with some sun and shit. Hell yeah, man.
Oh yeah, it's a good day. Get you ready for the summertime.
Oh man, yeah, that definitely was a nice tease, man. But I love that area. I did a lot of work up there back in the day. So I met up with some old co-workers and stuff, man. Had some dinner.
All right.
That's always some good food out there too, man.
Oh yeah, shoot yeah.
Phew.
Food always tastes better when you by the beach.
Come on, man. It's the drinks is better. A little bit
Everything is better.
everything's
Yeah.
better, man. But now other than that, yeah, 8.3. I was out there, and then when I came home, my mom, she lives out in Texas. She had actually
Okay.
swung by. They driving back, so I'm kind of on their way back. They drove to Virginia and they headed back.
Okay.
So she had my little brother with her and my sister's kids. So it's always nice being able to get my kids and my sister's kids and everybody all, especially
Yeah.
where we live, like across the country from each other, man. It's always nice to
Oh
be able
yeah.
to get everybody together and make the memories, man. Let the cousins link up, all that stuff, man. It's always
Yeah,
nice.
shoot, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it brings back memories, man. I used to love hanging out with my cousins, man. Those
Yeah.
were those were the good days when we were all kids running around just acting like, how you wanted, man. Just hanging out with the fam.
It is. So it means a lot for me because when I grew up military brat, spent a lot of time in Germany for sure. So anytime, like every summer, my parents would always send me back down to Kentucky, down to Harrisburg. So it was always nice, man. No matter where we went, be all across the country, the world, come back
Right.
down, see your cousins, aunties, everybody. You still get a little taste of home, man, and never forget your roots and shit doing it that way. So it's always nice. I love getting the kids together and all that, just for that reason, man. We can
Yeah.
go all across the world, but man, we always got to remember where our family, where our roots and everything is. But
Yeah, you right.
where you at, man? Where you at for your mental, man? How you feeling
I
this week?
I'd say I'm in the eights. I put it at about an 8.5 this week, man.
Okay.
It was a good week, man. Coming back from vacations, getting back into swinging things and whatnot. So, it was a good week, man. It was a good week at work. Got a lot done. Had a nice Friday at work. No crazy drivers
No
on the road
BS,
to piss
yeah.
me off on the way home. So, it's a good week, man. I'm in a good spot. The grandkids are here, so we got the
Ooh.
grandkids this weekend. So we'll be entertaining them. Got a birthday party to go to tomorrow with the little nephews turning 7 tomorrow. So
Ah, it's
got
nice.
got a pretty full weekend here, and just looking forward to not being at work.
Dog. Yeah, I hear you on that. That's why I'm excited for my weekend. Like tomorrow we're getting up driving to my stepbrother is graduating high school. So we're going to his graduation party tomorrow. It's like a 3.5 hour drive. We just up there one day, come back Sunday, 3.5
Yeah,
hours. So it's like you blink, it's Monday again, you back at work. So it's one
man.
of those, man. Anytime you gotta travel on the weekends and shit, it's one of those like I ain't gonna be able to fully enjoy it knowing like damn, as soon as I get back home I got this shit to catch up on, then get
Yeah.
ready for work. But it is what it is, man. I like celebrating, especially accomplishments, man. So
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah. Oh
ain't
yeah.
gonna bitch and moan too much about it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And it's just what we were saying, man. It's always good to link up with the fam. So
Oh yeah.
especially in a celebration moment, it seems like nowadays a lot of times when you see the fam, it's probably going to be at a funeral or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's
Come on.
always good when it's not a moment like that and you get to spend time with the family.
Mm-hmm. Man, you ain't lying on that at all.
Yeah.
But nah, yeah, it's been good, man. I ain't got no complaints, man. Things be a lot worse. I'm very thankful for where I'm at, what I got, my family. Learning every day to be more content with what I got in life.
I hear that.
Which leads us honestly to our first topic. For those that didn't know, June is Men's Mental Health Month. And obviously we are two men on here. We always talk about our mental health because we encourage everybody listening to focus on do these check-ins with yourself sometimes, man. All honestly, write them down. I'm very big on doing a journal. I wish I was doing better with it, but I highly recommend it. And when I was journaling really well, man, it helped out so much.
Right.
Just because you can write down your thoughts, your feelings, and you can really sit back and reflect on them. Like, okay, what made me get here? When you write it down, sometimes it forces you to have to think through it a little bit more. Because you got to put it down on paper. So you're like, okay, why did I feel like this? If you got, anytime you do journaling, anything, therapy, whatnot, I always say it's all pure honesty, because if you're not, you're just cheating yourself out of it. So
yeah, and if you can't be honest with yourself, who can you?
Come on, come on. That's why I say if you journal and you lying to yourself, hey, you got some bigger problems. Yeah, you got some real problems right there.
Yeah, I've done the same thing. I've done some journaling in the past. I haven't done it recently.
Yeah,
but,
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And I used to try to do at least once a week, something like that. And it seemed like more and more often. Well, more and more. I say more and more often, but it seemed like when I would journal a lot, it was when something bad was going on, or when I was having something. When I was having something going on. So it's always been interesting to go back and read where I was at in those moments and where I'm at now, compared to where I was then when I was actually writing it down. And I wish I wrote a little more these days, but yeah, we got the podcast going on now, so I don't have to write as much anymore. I can spit it all out on here.
That is true. It's funny too, because I literally have a reminder with Apple on their little journal app to every day at like 6:00. I get a reminder to journal something. It's like, man, that shit don't never happen anymore like it used to. Now if I do, it's one of them days where like I got so much on my mind. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I do need to put this shit down.
Yeah.
And I started doing the little talk to text. I'm like, man, I don't even feel like typing all this. I'm gonna talk this shit out. Let it get on there. I don't even care about grammatical errors. Make sure it said the right thing. I'm like, probably ain't even gonna go back and look at it. I just want to get it off. I put it somewhere. It's safe. It's down. It's out there. You know what I'm saying? It's not just in my head no more. I actually got it down somewhere. And if I feel like going back to it, you can go back to it and be like, damn, I can't. What the hell was I going through that day? And just,
it's always interesting, man. It's always interesting to see where you was at in the past.
Oh man. So with it being Men's Mental Health Month, how do you feel men's mental health has changed? You think it's gotten better or worse over the years?
I definitely think it's gotten better over the years, because I think that I think as time has gone on and as I've gotten older, there's been a bigger focus on mental health for men and women, for that matter. But in this situation where it's Men's Mental Health Month, there's definitely been more of a push, I guess to say, to have folks acknowledge their mental health and stay on top of their mental health. And for somebody like myself, I know I mentioned before that I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So I have to be more in tune with my mentals, I guess, than other folks to make sure that I'm on the path that I want to be on. Because if I'm not taking care of myself, then, man, stupid shit's going to pop off, man. And I'm definitely not trying to have no Kanye West moments out here, because that's just what happened. It's the type of things that you go through, and it's uncontrollable. And I think it's important for folks to, if you don't have a therapist, it's always good. I always say it's always good to have somebody to talk to. It's always somebody. Yeah. I practice. I say I practice. I've been going to therapy. I haven't gone this year, but I got to a point where I felt like I really didn't need therapy at that moment. And if I'm gonna be honest about it, you got to pay every time you go. And it was like, if I'm at the point where I'm not getting nothing out of it, or not, and I shouldn't say getting nothing out of it, but if I'm at a point where I feel all right, I'm not going to pay that money when I know I'm going to need that money on down the line for something else. Now, at the same time, I will not hesitate to call my therapist or text my therapist if I feel I'm in need, or if I'm having a mental health crisis or anything of that nature. He's going to still be there for me, even though I'm not having regular visits. So I always encourage everybody to stay on top of it. if you don't have a therapist, don't be afraid of it. I guess that's the point I'm really trying to
Oh
make.
yeah.
Don't be afraid of therapy. Don't be afraid to embrace it, because you'll be surprised at the things that you feel that you just never talked about and gotten off your chest, man. And a lot of times it's good to have that place where you can go and get all that off your chest.
Oh, absolutely. And I think sometimes, I ain't gonna say sometimes, I know all the times, and it feels weird even saying it, but you feel better when you say something. That's why, like you said, therapy is great, having somebody to talk to, but even if it's not a therapist, if you have somebody trusted that you know you can talk to, and sometimes you do got to be careful because just because you trust them doesn't mean they're the right person you should be talking to.
Absolutely.
And also, just because you trust them doesn't mean they know how to handle what you're going through, give you the correct responses,
I mean, that's a
anything
good
like
point.
that. Yeah,
That's a
so it's
good
a
point.
it's a tricky game. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I used to consistently be in therapy. Sometimes it is money. You be like, look, man, I ain't got the extra funds for it right now. I got
Yeah.
other stuff I got to worry about. And then I get what you're saying. You get to some point, especially if you've been doing it consistently. And that's why it ends up slowing down. Like I know when I first started, we was going every week for a while, and then I had a lot of shit to unpack. And
Yeah.
then as you start building, you're getting mentally stronger. You're not needing it as frequently, and it's not that you don't no longer have problems. The therapy's working, and
Yeah.
it's strengthened you to where I can go longer without needing help to process this or understand that. I've gotten a good grasp of it, and then you go good, and it's just like anything. Life's up and down. You go on a nice little high ride in life, and then next thing you know, oh shit, we're going back down. Hey man, get me on
Yeah.
that. Get me on the call, bro, because I'm struggling. But I've had something like that. I did find a new therapist this year because I hadn't been in a little bit, and I tried a little virtual for a while. It was going good, but I had told myself, and it's funny you said going because of bad things, but I went because I was like, man, things are going great. And I was like, I want to stay, healthy while things are up
Right.
instead of when things are down. And I'm going to be honest with you, I actually found that harder because I go into these sessions and it's like, I really don't even have nothing to say to you, man. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm paying this money, and the guy I met, he wasn't very inquisitive enough for me
Okay.
to like guide it, pull it out of me. So
Right.
it's like after a while, I'm like, all right, man, it's a little awkward conversation here, man. I ain't paying you just to not talk and
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. I know I'll get to a point where I'm like, all right, man, life's getting a little bit overwhelming. I'll jump back in it, but yeah, I definitely understand that feeling. And it's not
So,
that I think I'm fixed or nothing, but it's just I was
right.
mentally strong. You know what I mean?
So, have you had one therapist or multiple therapists?
So I've tried about 3 overall. Um,
Okay.
I got one that's really good, and I would probably stay with him. He's like my first real, and he was my first black male therapist, and we just connected really good. It was great. He changed my life a lot, got me into podcasting. All honestly,
Okay.
man, it helped me out tremendously. And then I felt, after a while, you feel like I said, I felt good. I was like, I don't need to go as much, and we both kind of agreed, hey, it doesn't need to be as often. And then I kind of got to the point to where the dude is in. I'm not gonna say he's part of the community I'm in
Okay.
as well too. So then it kind of got hard. You start getting some blurred lines of, hey, yeah, he's my therapist, but we're also like cool out in society as well too.
Yeah.
So it kind of got a little blurred for a little bit. We've always kept it professional and stuff, but it's just, and he was like a little bit older than me as well too. So
Okay.
I was like, man, is this my homie or is this my therapist? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this my big
Yeah. Yeah.
brother
Yeah.
or my therapist? So it blurred, and I was like, you know what? Let me take a break. Um, See some other people, but I went to somebody else. I'm like, man, I gotta go back to my dog because
Right. I hear you.
he was really good. He just knew how. He was perfect for like my style, and he's very extroverted, so he knows how to pull things out of me when he knows I don't want to talk, or I'm like, oh, ain't shit happening. I'm like, all right, nigga, you can't tell me ain't shit happening, uh,
Right.
and then go from there and really get me out. And I'm like, damn, man. I always told everybody after a therapy session, man, because I feel like I'm a very like self-aware person.
Okay.
So when somebody can get me at a point to where I'm like, damn, I never even noticed that about myself or something like that. Yeah, you locked me in. He used to
Yeah,
do that to me
absolutely.
all the time. I'm like, damn, I never even thought. Or he'd be like, man, the reason you feeling this way is probably because this happened in your life. And I'm like, I'd never even connected these dots, man. So that's what's a good thing about having a therapist,
Absolutely.
uh, in general. But kind of to your point though, that it's more than just because not everybody likes therapy. I mean, I wouldn't force it on everybody. It's kind of those. If it works for you, it works for you. I always say try.
Yeah, yeah.
Give it a
That's what I
couple
was.
chances. Yeah, you
That's
might
what I
have
was gonna
somebody you
say.
don't like, but just give it a try, man. If you don't like it, um, if you need a religious counselor, just talk to somebody, man. Like
Hmm.
it don't matter, man. Just obviously you want to go talk to a professional if it's at that point, like especially if you think about harm, anything like that. Now you need a professional. Don't talk to your cousin down the street or something like that.
Hmm.
You need some help. But some
Right.
things, man, just there's some little things that you can just talk to somebody about. And they're like, man, I understand. I went through that. And you like, that's all you need to hear. Sometimes, like, damn, it ain't
Yeah.
just me. Okay, cool, bet we on there.
Hmm.
But
Yeah. Then you got somebody else you can share with, so that always
yeah,
helps.
oh man, it's
Always
always
helps.
nice. And especially if you, again, that trusted person that you know they ain't gonna go back, say anything, whatnot.
Yeah. Put your
Um,
business in the street.
Oh yeah, because there ain't nothing worse than you coming open it with somebody and they go out there and spill the beans on everything. Now you're like, shit, I'm locked up for the rest of my life. I ain't
Yeah.
telling nobody none of my feelings or nothing no more.
Right.
Um, and that actually leads to another question. Do you think men are more vulnerable these days with in regards to like more vulnerable with each other?
I'd say yes, simply because of the age that we're in right now. You know, this is a
Mm-hmm.
social media age, and I think that a lot of people either if they're not putting their feelings out there for everybody, then they're watching everybody else put their feelings out. So in that aspect, I think a lot of people are a lot more vulnerable to it than before
Oh
because
yeah,
emotions are just going to be out there, and you're going to have to deal with them emotions one way or another. And one thing we all know is everybody deals with emotions differently. So yeah, I'd say we're a lot more vulnerable. When I look at myself personally and things that I've gone through, my last real mental health crisis came because of stuff that happened on social media. And I mean, we're talking
yeah,
about back in 2020, and you know, it was from somebody that I knew, and so it, you know, it triggered me to a whole nother stratosphere and whatnot. Next thing you know, I was like, okay, look, I need to go see a therapist. I need to
yeah.
find me a therapist. I need to talk this out. I need to figure this out because I knew I was not going to be able to function the way I needed to
Mm-hmm.
function. And like I said, all that started from social media. So I'd say absolutely, we're absolutely more vulnerable to mental health crises and mental health episodes due to social media. So you know,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna put my answers. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think just men in general, like even us just having a conversation just about your bipolarism, me going to therapy, everything, man. Like I know, like say about 10 years ago, ain't nobody talking about their problems with each other like that.
No, hell no,
Especially two men, men ain't
hell
got to sit
no.
here and talk to each other about feelings. Like, hey, bro,
Mm-mm.
you made me feel this way when you said this. Like, hey, nigga, you get your weak ass out of here. Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
that's how it
yeah.
feel. You would just bottle everything in.
Yeah, I
Nowadays,
mean,
I.
I was diagnosed in 1995, and it took
Mhm.
till 2020, 25 years before I could really accept it, come to grips with it, and be able to
Mm-hmm.
discuss it with other people. And now here we are in 2025. I don't give a shit. You know, I'll tell everybody, hey, look, I got bipolar. You know, I'll hear folks at
Mm-hmm.
work, they'll make a comment, you know, that son of a bitch is bipolar over there. I'll be like, man, I mean, I'm bipolar. Make sure you're using it right. It's like,
Yeah.
if you're going to use it right. You know what I'm saying? At
Mm-hmm.
least, at the very least. And they'll be like, oh, you got bipolar. And, you know, we'll have that conversation and they'll have questions and I'll answer the questions the best, you know, the best I can. But, you know, it's
Mm-hmm.
like you said, it's just funny how it took 25 years for me to come to grips with that. And if not for therapy, I wouldn't be in this place that I'm at right now mentally, for real.
Oh yeah. It's crazy, man. Yeah, I just think even like I see because I deal with a lot of like young undergraduates, things like that, still in college and stuff. And I'm very big on observing people. I just love studying humans and behavior and things like that, psychology. So I
Oh,
watch
yeah.
people all the time, man. And it's exciting seeing how open and honest a lot of these young men are becoming compared to
Hmm.
us coming up with that suck it up type attitude,
Yeah,
deal with
yeah.
that shit, man up, you know what I'm saying.
Oh,
um,
yeah.
Now I
Sheesh,
do
yeah.
find myself still in some situations like, man up, man, get over that shit, toughen up.
Yeah.
uh I feel like you got to have a good balance of, especially as a man, like you still have to have some type of strength
Yeah,
about
right.
you. You know what I mean? And not to say being vulnerable is being, makes you a weak person or anything, but it opens you up, man. And that's why
Hmm.
people don't want to be vulnerable because they scared. I open up, you gonna play with it, think it's a joke, and I'm like, you know
Right.
what? Fuck it, I ain't never doing this again. Like,
Yeah, and that's what happens when folks go through shit like that. They go through that and they'll be like,
mm-hmm.
"Man, I ain't never opening up again." And
Oh yeah,
I'm just kind of person where not opening up is not a good thing anymore, man. It'll
yeah.
drive you shit. You lose your mind real quick,
I'm right,
real quick.
especially in relationships, man. I've definitely gotten to the point. My wife, like, I ain't holding nothing back. You gonna
Right.
always know how I feel. I ain't doing the sugarcoating. I don't want the all right, I'm gonna be quiet, be mad at her in silence type
Right.
thing. Nah, like nah, you gonna know what I feel, whether
Right.
you like it or not. I feel better making sure it's off my chest. Now, even if you don't do nothing about it, I know I said it. I got it off my chest. You know my
Hmm.
emotions. There ain't no guessing. There ain't no wondering how I feel. You got it clear and simple. And if it changes, I'll let you know it changes. I apologize if I got
Right.
worked up in the moment or something like that. And, it's always going back, correcting yourself. It's just, again, about the self awareness of it all. To me, is what mental health is being able to sit and look and say, okay, I have this problem right here that I need to look at it on a deeper level, figure out how I'm going to take care of this to get better and improve, because everything starts with yourself. If you're not
Absolutely.
getting yourself right, you're not going to be able to help nobody else around you at the end of the day. It's just not going to work. I don't care how strong of a person you think you are. And it even goes to, I think about like friends and stuff. Like, I know I'm that friend that you can come bring your problems to me. I'm a pretty good problem solver, and I'm just
Hmm.
good at hearing you out. Even if I ain't gonna give you no advice, just somebody that you can come put your problems on.
Right.
But I learned over the years, man, even sometimes with that, it's a struggle, man.
Right.
That shit weighs on you, always carrying somebody else's load. And it's even
Hmm.
like, it could even be my wife. And I tell my wife, like, I can't handle too much more negativity right now. It's like, it's nothing against you. And that's why I think you do need professionals, because we can't hold all that shit. And just because I'm strong and I feel like I can carry a lot of weight, man, I'm going to break if I keep handling everybody's negativity and stuff. So it's
Absolutely.
like, you just, if it gets to the point, I always say communications. You just got to speak up and be like,
Hmm.
look, this shit is just weighing on me. Like, there always comes a point like, hey, you've been saying a lot of negativity for a while. I'm gonna need you to get yourself together. I ain't gonna say it like this, but I need
Right.
you to, work on you, because it's having an effect on me, man. I'm not trying to be selfish, but you gonna kill both of us down. Like,
Right. Yeah. I
I
understand
won't
what you're
be the
saying right
oh
there.
yeah, it's just hard, man. It's just, well, we're humans and we gotta realize that we can't carry everybody's problems. We struggle carrying our own problems. So quit trying to take on
Hmm.
everybody else's shit. And it's okay to say no and to, like, look, I can't hear no more. Like, just please stop. Stop telling
Right.
me anything. I won't hear about this person's drama, that person's drama. All I can focus on what's going on right here, what I can control. Because I know for me, I got very bad anxiety. And when I start getting into a lot of shit out of my control, that's when you lost me real quick, man. I'm going to have a
Right.
breakdown
I hear
immediately.
you.
Because shit
Yeah,
just gets overwhelming.
it makes me think of my sister. She's always got a lot on her plate,
Mm
a lot going on, and she's got to be one of the strongest folks that I know.
hmm.
And I
Mm hmm.
always worry about where she might be going, what she might be going through, because she's got so much on her plate. And as the big brother, I want to be there for my sister as much as I
Oh, yeah.
can. And I just those are things that I worry about, I guess, as a brother. And I think about everything that she's got going on and whatnot, and just trying to be there for her the best I can. And it's one of my best friends. So
Oh,
sis,
yeah.
hey sis, I love you. I know you listening. So hey, love you, sis.
And that's, I mean, you said it best. That's all you can do, is the best you can at the end of the day. Like, look, I can try to give you the best advice I can. Might work, might not work. I can try to help you with your burdens as much as I can. But we all have to be a little bit selfish at the end of the day, and we have to focus on ourselves
Hmm.
to get right. Again, as a parent, husband, it don't matter. You gotta get yourself right. You want your kids to be good, you get mentally better. You can be able to take care of your kids better. Men, I mean, just everything, especially as a husband, getting that mental right. Therapy really helped me improve as a husband with communication,
Hmm.
um, seeing things from other viewpoints, stuff like
Yeah.
that. It was tremendous for me, and even with shit, being a father, man.
Right.
Dealing with the different. Now I got a blended family, so it's like it was a lot. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
a
Oh
lot to
yeah.
deal with.
Oh yeah.
So
Been
just
down that road.
processing. Oh, yeah,
Been
just
down that
processing
road.
everything, man. It's a lot, and it's just. I think I would say, man, it's okay. Everybody's going through something. Just
Absolutely.
I think that brings peace a little bit, and I hate it because I don't want everybody to be going through something, but
Right.
everybody is going through something, and that it really should kind of bring you a little bit of peace to know you're not alone in it. And it ain't mean everybody's going through something crazy as hell or nothing like that, but everybody's struggling, man. Think about the world we got going on right now, man. It's a scary environment, and it's so much unknown that it can just drive you crazy just chasing some of this shit down. That's why I had to back off politics a lot, man, because
I hear
you
you.
get so worked up. And you talked about 2020, man. I had a lot of mental breakdowns, social
Man.
media and stuff like that.
Dude.
That's when I really started taking social media breaks, man.
Oh yeah.
I took a social media break from Facebook and never came back to it because I knew that was one of the worst ones for me mentally. Was because you get a lot of people commenting and saying stupid shit. And as much as you try to resist it, it's hard sometimes. Sometimes you
hard.
take the bait. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's
Yeah,
like, I got time today, and then you end up going back and forth thinking it's about to be this easy little back and forth, and it ain't. And you like, oh,
It
God.
never is.
Yeah, it never is. Oh, yeah, I'll be like, man, all right, I'm gonna say this one thing, I'm gonna let it go, move on.
Yeah,
Get a response. Oh, no, I ain't leaving it on that. Yeah.
That
It's
one thing becomes a 5-hour conversation.
Yeah, man. You should be seeing, found yourself pulled over in the lot. Just,
Yeah, shoot your fingers going crazy.
Yeah. Wife talking to me in the background. Hold on. Let me get this thought off, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, been down that road. I've been down that road.
God, well,
And I still love Facebook. I spend more time. Well, I spend more time on Twitter than anywhere else. But I don't participate on Twitter like I do on Facebook. On Twitter, I'm a doom scroller, I guess, on Twitter, where I'll just sit and watch.
That's me on Instagram. Yeah, I doom scroll on IG all the time.
Yeah, on Facebook, I've managed to make my own algorithm, so I control what I see on there a whole lot more. And I have there's a lot more control on Facebook over what you see than on Twitter. I think anyway, especially since Elon bought it and changed things up on there. But that was one of the things that was getting me on Facebook. A lot of what you were saying is I'd get on there and end up just losing my mind and having conversations I really didn't want to have. And until I figured out how to make my timeline the way I wanted my timeline to be, it took me a while to get there. But once I got there, man, Facebook has been pretty good. So
that's good.
I ain't got no beef with Facebook no more. I ain't got no beef. For 2020 was
golly. I remember my dad hit me one day. I was going back and forth, especially over some politics shit. Going back and forth over some shit. You know, it pops up for everybody to see. I remember my dad hit me up on the side one day. It's the only time he's ever hit me up over some social media shit. He's like, I think you might want to take a break, man. he's like, they getting you down, man. I understand you're angry, but he's like, it's taking a toll on you. I'm like, it is. You right. Hold on, let me chill. Break probably didn't last long. Was back at it soon, but
I know the routine all too well.
Oh yeah, I always just say, don't let people get you out. Once you realize I'm getting out of character, that's when it's. Let me go ahead and shut this shit down. Yeah. And I'm big nowadays in life to where I can be like, look, you got it. You won. I don't even care. You got it. You right. Yeah. It's not going to bother me. Like, I don't care about being right to you. Like, I gave up on that a long time ago because I'm like, you're not going to change nobody's mind. When somebody's mind is set on something, it don't matter what facts you put in front of them. Their mind is made up. You're not changing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why give up all your energy, give up all this mental drainage for some shit that ain't even going to change nothing? Like, you just had that conversation, y'all both worked up, and ain't nothing changed. You know what I mean?
Nothing changed. Nothing. So it's nothing
like,
at all.
Yeah, I'm quick to be like, yep, you got it. You right. Yeah. You right. Don't worry about it. It's all you.
Yeah, when I start saying okay, that means I'm done.
Yep.
Be like, all right, okay, dog, you got it.
Yep, it's all you, baby. It's all you. But no, let's see. Let's move on, man. This one's kind of interesting. It's very interesting. So it's June also, men's mental health month.
That is a tongue twister.
It is, man. It's too many to Eminem Maybach music. But it's also Pride Month.
Yes,
so June is Pride Month. And it has been, I've actually been interested to see how Pride Month played out this year with Trump back in office.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know he don't play that LGBTQ shit at
Nope.
all. He don't play the
Mm-mm.
pride stuff.
Nope.
Never has. He never fake like he's going to or anything like that. So I was very curious to see how all this was going to play out, where, especially like teams, NFL teams, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I say NFL because they did catch a lot of backlash, especially a lot
Yeah.
of different groups. Some teams, I ain't gonna say a lot, but some teams elected not to do anything for Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
What have you, anything like that. I did see Des Bryant came out because he didn't like that commercial. What to say? I watched a little bit. It was like the NFL is gay, NFL is queer. Or is it NFL or football? It said in the commercial. I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, I think you said football.
I think it said
I,
football. Yeah, football is
yeah, I
gay.
meant to go back and look at that comment today,
I
but
did
I
too.
didn't.
It's
I meant to. I meant to though. I remember seeing it though. And I remember
yeah.
folks in the comments was like, "Didn't you beat up your mom?" And I was like, "See,
Hey,
here we
internet
go,
ain't
man.
gonna let shit go.
No, they ain't gonna let it go, man. They ain't gonna let it
Yeah,
go."
hey, if
Like,
you gonna make a comment, just make sure your shit is clean, or
yeah,
just I'm willing to take all the shit coming with this.
because it's
But yeah,
coming.
yeah, it's definitely coming, man. But how you feel about it, man? You think shit got carried away this year? You think people are homophobic? Uh, how you think the
Mm,
climate is right now when it comes to the Pride Month celebrations, things like that?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. One of the things that you touched on with the climate that it is now, with with Trump being the president and a lot of that mindset taking over the public, so to say. Well, they're at least loud. They're the ones that are loud and proud now, I should say. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. There's definitely some homophobia in there, and that can't be denied. And in
Oh
this
yeah.
climate, one thing that seems to be celebrated more and more is homophobia. And I, I'm, I don't, I don't, I don't understand homophobia
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not the kind of person that is gonna hate somebody else for existing. And to me, that's all it is. People aren't gonna be what you want them to be. People aren't gonna be what you expect them to be. People are gonna do what they feel like they want to do. There shouldn't be a situation where we're hating on folks for doing things that we don't agree with and we don't like. You should still have some kind of respect at the
Oh
very
yeah.
least for that person, just as a human being,
Yeah, as
in
a
my
human
opinion.
first and foremost. Yeah.
So when I see folks getting mad about Pride Month and whatnot, and it's nothing. It's nothing I'm ever gonna feel. And I guess in this climate, we have. I hate to say we have to accept what they say, but if you don't, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. If you don't at least engage them or listen to them or whatever, then it's gonna become like another one of those Facebook conversations that we were having in 2020, where
Yeah.
you're having a conversation with somebody whose mind ain't gonna change.
Yeah, it ain't
Because
gonna
it's clear
change.
their minds aren't gonna change. But you would think at this point, this isn't the first time we've had Pride Month. And a lot of
No.
folks should understand that a lot of these businesses are doing Pride Month celebrations because they don't want to upset their customers. They don't want to affect their bottom line. And they know if they don't participate in that, they could potentially piss off a segment of their customers and they don't want to lose that money. And
Exact
so
man.
so when you have these companies, they might not the people who are running that company might absolutely be just as homophobic as the folks complaining
Yeah, for
about it.
sure. Yep.
But they're just trying to get that money. And
Mm-hmm.
and folks, I wish folks would take that into consideration more when they post what they post about or say what they say about Pride Month, because it's just a recognition of the people of people in society. I saw a stat today that said 5.5% of the population in the United States identifies as LGBTQ. And it's like that number turns out to be somewhere close to 14 million people. And it goes out to what I said, about Shiloh Hendrix the other day, or that episode. There's 331 million people in America.
Man.
14 million of them identify as LGBT. And to me, I just feel like we're being bullies when it comes to the whole get rid of Pride Month. Why are they doing this and all the backlash towards Pride Month? It's like, why are we treating this small amount of people this way? And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, as someone who I've always been a big fan of humanity, all humanity. I don't understand the backlash. It's 1 month. That 1 month ain't gonna kill you. It's like when folks complain about Black History Month. It's the
That's what I was gonna
shortest month
say.
of the
Yeah.
year. It's
People
28
get mad
days.
about it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Why are y'all mad? I don't understand why folks are so mad about everything that goes on that doesn't directly celebrate their identity, I guess. I guess
Yeah,
that's,
it's like there's more than what is in your circle. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
people think that if it ain't happening to them around them, it doesn't really exist or anything like that. So yeah, just because you don't know like some gay people or anything like that, it doesn't mean like this pride shit ain't real thing. Like homosexuality ain't a real thing, and it's being forced on us for whatever conspiracy people want to think
Yeah,
for it to
man.
be forced on you. I'm like, it's not a forced thing. It's a I see you kind of thing. I acknowledge you. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You're seen. You're like you said. That's 5% of a population. You're not a huge part of the majority of this world. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Mm.
saying even though you're a small population of it, you're still seen. We still see you as a human. You're no different than us. You just do, you have your own little thing. You know what I'm saying? That's
Hmm.
how you are. And it's kind of like even last episode, we got different types on what we like we like different women. You might like white
Right.
women. You might like black, Mexican. It don't matter. You like what you like. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
You could be a man like another man. You gonna like what you like. Nobody's gonna be able to change that for you. And it took a while, even for me. I had a lot of ignorance, and I really did not believe when people said that they were born gay, or anything like that. I'm like, hey, you're not born gay, man. I'm like, somebody did something to you or influenced you in some way.
Right.
But I've seen some people, man, some kids and stuff, and I'm like, man, I know the way they grew up. There was nothing like, girly or nothing around. The man still grew up gay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he was always going to be gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's just what it is. But when it comes to the Pride Month thing, I always hate when people say they're pushing it on us. Like they say that they're pushing it down our throat. Pause. But he's like they're pushing it all on us and stuff like that. They're making the kids yada yada yada. The kids gotta see it. Man, I have conversations with my kids about that. They understand there are people. And they know it. They're not blind. There's people that are
Right.
gonna be different than you. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? As long
Right.
as ain't nobody hurting you, harming you, causing you any issues, who cares? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You looking at this person, they different because they might be gay. And I'm like, shit, they looking at you because you black. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell? You know what I'm saying? You look different than me. I got my whole little mind thoughts on what's going on with you. And because of shit I've heard from people, whatever, dumb stuff. But once you realize and once you get around and realize, like, man, these are regular ass people, dog. Like, and
Hmm.
going back to what you said about the money thing, like, this is a business. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And look
Yes.
at it. It's how you know it's a business. Think about Target and all that black shit they used to pump in Target. And as soon as
Hmm.
they knew they might lose some money, they had ended all that DEI shit, took all the
Yeah.
black shit down that they was promoting that quick. Money will move them that quick, bro. It don't matter. They're
Yeah.
not really caring about no damn Black History Month and shit. They
Mm.
want money. They know, okay, oh, the black people gonna buy it because all these black brands in here, shit, bring them in. Then we'll get that
Yeah.
money. And that's why Target is paying for that shit now. They
Right.
taking horrible ass losses because
Yes.
we finally said as people we're not gonna take that shit. But
Yep.
it's the same thing with NFL, and I don't see it as they're pushing it down your throat and saying, hey, you need to be gay to be a
Right.
football player or something like that. It's
Yeah.
saying, hey, we have this certain amount of fans. And we know that's a diverse group of fans. It ain't just white men or
Mm-mm.
white women or anything, or even all men. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
so diverse of the people that enjoy football. If you think a gay person can't enjoy the NFL, like what the hell? Just because they're gay, they no longer like football or something?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
no. They got to appease all of their customers.
All of them.
And then the more you make your customers feel seen and included, the more they're going to show up, participate, and spend that fucking money. And
Yes,
that's
they
the
will.
whole goal of it. So I hate when people get too worked up with it. And it's like, why do we have to do this every
Every
year?
every time.
Man, like, damn. So
Yeah.
my thing is with any kind of sport or anything, it's when you have these, it should, to me, and it's my personal opinion, you can let me know if you think differently. But I
Okay.
always say, like, I'm not mad at the teams that didn't do anything for Pride
Right.
because they made a decision. Hey, that's not what we wanted to do. We're not gonna do it. They didn't come out bad mouth or anything, so I don't personally have a problem with that. It's
Right.
things
Right.
that you always remember. Like if I was gay, I'd be like, okay, I know. All right, that was
Yeah.
these 10 teams. I ain't cheering for none one of y'all motherfuckers because y'all don't
Right.
care about me.
Right.
Um,
Oh yeah.
so that's how I would be. But me personally, like I think it should be left up to the teams to decide what they want to do. Um, it's up to you. Like that's your market. If you like in this city and you like our city is like ain't no gay people out here like that. We were super conservative, whatever city. You think they ain't no gay people? They here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They be like, hey, that might deter our main fan base. We don't want to do that, and they make that decision. They don't want to do it, but
Right.
we don't need the backlash. Either do it, don't do it. We don't need comments on everything. Like you know, it's coming up. You know, it's gonna get recognized. You know what I'm saying? Either you're gonna celebrate it or you're not gonna celebrate it. You know, it's really that easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's to add on to what you're saying. You know, if you're one of those folks out there that just has an absolute issue with Pride Month and whatnot, just pretend you on the internet and keep scrolling, dog. Just keep scrolling because the month will be over with soon, and we'll be on to what the next month is. You know, it was National Donut Day today. I didn't hear nobody crying about that. You know what I'm saying?
I hate donuts. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And there's people out there who hate donuts, and I'm sure there's folks out there who are like, donuts are gonna kill you. But but you know, them folks wasn't out here crying today. We don't have to cry about everything. You know,
my thing is if it don't apply to you,
just keep it moving.
Like you said, keep scrolling. If it does not apply, keep scrolling. There's plenty of shit. I'm like, what? And I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with me. Boom, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? And I think what people got to realize too is that supporting is not the same as condoning.
That's true. I saw when you put that in the notes, and I was like, man, that's it right there.
Supporting, it is, man.
Absolutely.
Because it's true, man. It's just because I support something doesn't mean necessarily I'm backing it or anything like that. I support LGBTQT, whatever. LGBTQT, yeah.
LGBTQ.
It's a lot of them on there now.
Yeah.
But I support it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with it. You know, if you want to be gay, be gay. I ain't got no. I support people being who they are, and if that person is full of gay pride, I support that because I want everybody to be their authentic selves in life, not have to wear a mask or pretend to be something they not like. Because that just causes more problems, mental health issues down the line. I can't imagine how many men that are probably gay and are scared to come out as gay and they playing single and stuff like that. I can't imagine how that must feel to have to play because you know society's gonna look at you crazy because you gay.
Well, look at the NFL or professional sports for that matter.
Yeah.
You know, the NFL has had more than one gay guy. It ain't just Michael Sam. They've had plenty of gay guys in there. And I know there's a a guy who's gay playing in the NFL right now. I can't think of his name right now, but I know there's another one. But those aren't the only ones. So when I see Des Bryant say something like that, it's like, dog, you probably had a gay teammate back in the day.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? At some point, you played with somebody who was gay. So
they did have a gay player on the Cowboys. I can't think who was it. Was it Sam Smith? What's dude's name?
Michael Sam was the first one.
Michael Sam, yeah. He was on the Cowboys, wasn't he?
I remember I thought the Rams drafted him or something like that. But it might have been. I can't remember.
I'm going to have to look that one up. Yeah, I'm going to have to look that one up. I'm pretty sure they had a gay player in the team at some point. And I'm sitting there in my head like, was Dez there? Because I feel like he was there. I'm going to have to chat GPT that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to need that cross-reference. But you right, though. I'm like, there's a good chance you probably played with somebody gay that just didn't say something. I see it all the time, even in my fraternity. There's somebody I'm like, nigga, we know you gay, bro. Like,
yeah.
But they won't admit it, and it's because, we do have that. There's going to be a lot of people that be looking at you like, oh, hell nah. Like, you don't need to be in here. You gay, yada, yada, yada. Right. I'm not one of them people. I'm like, look, man, as long as you taking care of business, doing your thing, what you go lay with at night, it's on you, man.
That's on you.
It has nothing to do with me. What you eat don't come out my ass, and who you sleep with, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nothing to do with me.
Not a thing.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's weird that in 2025 we're still dealing with it. I feel like it's more so, like I'd say my generation and older. That's kind of still clinging on to some of that stuff. A lot of the younger generations, like even if I look at just from conversations, just like gauging, like my daughter, my oldest is 14. She's in middle school, and it's like, they don't really care too much about, like, yeah, we got a gay boy in class. Like, it's nothing versus like, boy, when I was in middle school, boy, there ain't no way I would have had a gay boy in class because nobody would have openly been gay. You know
right.
Not no damn middle
that person
school.
would have been scared to get bullied.
Hell yeah, boy, and they would have for sure got bullied like crazy.
Yeah.
the fact that she even knows, I'm like, yeah, we got some. Like, that lets me know that they're in there being themselves, and like they're in this climate that nobody really cares about it. But
Yeah.
we gotta. It's gonna be a lot of just people dying off, generations dying off,
Mm-hmm.
education. And that's another thing about these Pride months that I like. It's like it's a way to educate. That's all it is bringing awareness.
Mm-hmm.
It's one for those people that's being celebrated,
Yeah.
to let you know, hey, we see you, we recognize you. You're humans just like us. You're no different. We want you to be who you are. And then it's also to the people that are straight, don't know shit about none of this stuff. And like, hey, we're here to educate you too, so you don't have to be ignorant and
Right.
say dumb shit. Like, oh, they're pushing it. I can't stand when I hear stuff like, oh, they're pushing this on us or
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
like that. And I've shit, I ain't gonna front like I ain't been the person that said that before. Uh,
Right.
in years before, I've definitely been like, man, they putting all this gay shit on us, yada yada. You kind of follow stuff. Oh, they trying to make the black man all gay and that.
Yeah.
Man, you really like, man, I'm just repeating dumb shit that I've heard,
Yeah.
and
I
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying. I ain't saying none of this stupid shit.
Ah, yeah, yeah, ah, yeah, yeah. I'm right there with you. I know people who quit watching TV shows because they would have gay romance on there, things of that nature, and that's never gonna be me because I just I like to be entertained, and
I ain't been in
I'm
time.
not gonna have no hate while I'm watching TV or whatnot. But uh, I don't I've never understood why folks felt like it's being forced on them because nobody's saying, hey, look, come do this with me or come
Mm-hmm.
do this with the gay guy, come do this. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, and I've just never understood that mentality because it's if you act like they're not there, they're still gonna be there. They're
Mm-hmm.
not going anywhere. So you might as well at some point you don't have to support it. You don't have to condone it, but
Mm-hmm.
at least just chill out a little bit. Chill on all the hate. Chill on all the homophobia. It goes back to what your mom used to say. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. It's really that simple. You
Oh
don't
yeah.
we really don't have to be at this point to where this climate is taking over everything and folks are just taking homophobia to a whole nother level because I don't know, that's what I see. I'm seeing and hearing more and more people being more homophobic these days. So,
Yeah. It's
it's
unfortunate,
disappointing. It's
man.
disappointing to see us go backwards as a society. And I
Mm-hmm.
know the folks that will hear that statement and say, "Well, that we're going backwards in society by allowing them to exist." I just never understood that.
People don't realize too that homosexuality stuff like that has been around since the beginning of time.
Since the
This
beginning
is
of
this is
time.
not a new concept. Some
No.
people were open back then. People were not open, got caught, got killed. So anytime it's like people are getting murdered and shit over something, it's
We
not
had the
right.
dude get murdered the other day from the actor from King of the Hill. I think his name was
Yeah, I
John
saw
Redcorn or
that.
something like
Yep,
that.
I did see
I
that.
mean,
Yep,
he died during he got killed for basically for being gay. And
that's crazy,
when you
man.
when you preach or practice homophobia, that's the kind of behavior that you help push forward. You
Yep.
talk about forcing stuff on. No, homophobia forces folks to act in ways they probably shouldn't be acting. So goes
And
both ways.
that's why, and I'm not gonna call out any specific religions or anything. But that's why some religions, man, that I feel like that sometimes can be detrimental to push that. Being gay is this horrible thing because then
Hmm.
you get those people that are gay and like. Imagine being so conflicted. Imagine somebody telling you being black is a evil thing, and you're
Right.
like, "Well, shit, the hell am I supposed to do here?" Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. What am
man,
I
that would
supposed to do with
fuck
that?
you up mentally,
Yeah.
man. Like, what am I supposed
Yeah.
to do? You telling me what I can't change is evil? Like,
Right.
that's why some of that stuff just rubs me the wrong way when I hear it, man. Because that shit is just that's harmful to me. Like, that's really harmful, and that's why you see certain cases of a lot of misbehavior going on. Because you got people that are really feeling a certain way and they acting out these devious acts behind the
Hmm.
scenes and stuff because they can't be who they are out in the open, which causes them to do some crazy shit behind the scenes, man. And it's
Hmm.
it's
Oh
it's
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see a
And
lot
not
of
to.
the victims with it too, because like that's when you see, and I don't know the situation with dude from King of the Hill, but you see that, man. It'll be like a dude is gay on the side, and now he done got caught. Now I ain't gay, and he done killed the gay person he been fooling around with.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah yeah. Yeah. To keep it simple for me, I hate to bring religion into the conversation, but if folks walked in the ways that we were taught that Jesus was,
Hmm.
Jesus wouldn't be homophobic. So
Not at all.
so that's where the religion part for me is always a conflict because it's like you're gonna sit and point and say, well, my religion don't condone this behavior, but well, the model of your religion is
The
Jesus,
person this religion's
and
modeled
he
off
would
of.
not treat these people like that. So if you really gonna be religious and follow your religion, act like Jesus would. What would Jesus do? Seemed pretty simple to me.
Yeah, hey, pretty simple, but it ain't.
Nah, and it never will be.
But now let's move to the takeaways, man. So from both these topics, the man's mental health, our vulnerability, things like that, and the issue of the Pride Month, the pushback and stuff from that. What's your takeaways on these topics?
Well, my takeaway my takeaway on the men's mental health month. Take care of your mentals, men, black men, white men, all men. Take
Don't
care
matter.
of your
Yeah.
mentals. That's very important in this day and time, in this society right now. I feel like, again, like I said earlier, there's been a bigger push for people to be more focused on their mental health, and I'd like to see that push continue to go forward because as long as everybody's taking care of the mentals, everybody's gonna be all right.
Man,
So
imagine how well we can run as a society if everybody is mentally taking care of themselves.
yeah,
Because, like I said, it all starts with you.
yeah,
You get yourself better, everybody around you starts getting better. So if everybody's working on themselves, shit, boy,
man.
we gonna be nice as a society.
I'll
But
be
my bad,
super
go
nice,
ahead.
man. Super nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I didn't mean to cut you off on your
No,
takeaways.
you
So
good. No, I was just adding the ad lib on that one, man. We
I
good.
got you. Let me see. My takeaways are definitely men, find something. Anything. Find something that you can use for therapy. Like we kind of said, even this podcast is therapeutic for me. I can get on here, like last episode, say some stuff I ain't been able to say out open. But it felt good, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And appreciate those that, commented, felt away. That's what we want, man. To let
Yeah.
you know you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? This can be a, kind of a therapeutic for you to hear us come on here and talk. So just know you have some kind of outlet to do, journal, find a therapist if you don't have money for it. If it's a church you got to get with, anything, whatever connects for you, whatever works best for you. Just know you need to find an outlet. Don't hold things in, man. That's probably the worst thing you can do is try to hold it in. I'm a man. I can't let all my feelings out. That's when shit explodes and bad things happen is when you try to hold everything in and think you just going to manage everything. We're not in this world to do things alone. It's just not. There's so many people for a reason because we're here to help each other out. And we have to keep that mindset that we need each other, man. Like,
Yes.
I don't care how strong you think you are. You cannot do life alone. You got to have some help. You know what I'm saying? One way or another, you got to have help. This is not a journey meant for one person to just do on their own. In regards to the
Yeah.
Pride Month, I would say really grow up. Just to be honest, like grow up, man. Like damn,
Yeah.
it's 2025, dog. Like shit is gonna be different. Everything is not gonna be the same as you. Not everybody's gonna be black. Not everybody's gonna be white. Not everybody's gonna be tall. Not everybody's gonna be short. Not everybody's gonna be straight. Not everybody's gonna be gay. Everything is gonna be different. That's what makes us special as humans. Is that we're different. We all got different experiences depending on where you came from. Hell, in our United States, man, we got so many different differences in the states, let alone this whole world, man. So things are meant to be different. And I think that's what makes it beautiful is that it is different. You know what I mean? Because there's
Yeah.
always so much beauty when you see something that's not normal. Like, ooh, goodness, that's unique. That's special. And in either way, we're all different and all unique. We're all special in our own way. We just got to realize that, man. And even the people that get all worked up, just realize, man, you're different. You know what I mean? You're special. So why hate on this person that's different and special too, man? We all got our own things. We all got our own skills. Whatever, man. Just get over that shit, man. Grow the hell up. It gets annoying. I would love to have that year to where we don't even have to talk about this no more because it's not a thing. But being realistic, we're humans. This shit ain't never gonna end.
No.
So before we wrap it up, we're gonna jump into the real talk or clickbait. So by now, if you ain't seen this shit, you just living under a rock. But
Big old rock.
Elon and Daddy Trump have been going crazy. They've been going nuts on X, everything. And I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first started seeing headlines, it started with the big beautiful bill, and
Right.
Elon gave pushback on it. And in my mind, I'm like, my first thought is, all right, this nigga's trying to save face. Like, he just got out of Doge. His companies is, fucking up. He's trying to save face, get his business back. To me, it's a given that you're going to have some banter with Trump, some pushback to let people think, oh, okay. So I was actually getting mad when people were already like, oh, yeah, Elon's pushing back. I'm like, man, they doing exactly what they want you to do. You eat right out their hands. I was like, man, they want you to think that. And like, man, they probably texting homeboys and shit right after. Then when I seen what pushed me to a point where I was like, okay, this seems like it's got a little bit of realness to it. When Elon called out Trump for that Epstein shit, it was like I'm like, hey man, there ain't no joking around with no shit like that. You say some shit like that,
it took it to another level.
Yeah, that's all. Like, oh, this ain't no joking shit no more.
Yeah,
this shit done got real. Well, what was you seeing on Twitter, man? I can get on Twitter. I just seen
it was a
the clips from
day.
Twitter.
Yeah, it was a glorious day on Twitter. It's already gone down as one of the top 5 days on Twitter of all time.
Damn,
man, Twitter was off the hook, man. And it's funny because folks on both sides, on all sides, were just jumped. They just jumped in, man. It's just a big old pot of gumbo, man, getting stirred up. And man, it was a lot of fun. A lot of memes,
the memes have been fire, bro.
Oh my goodness,
I love the internet for memes alone, boy. That's why I love Instagram so much, because when you get shit like that going, the memes just come out, and I got all day for it.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Somebody posted the Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl and had Elon's face and Kendrick Lamar and whatnot. Said, "Say Don, I heard you like him young." It's like, man, it's like folks just don't care. And the internet
and they be quick.
Yeah, and the internet is unforgiving. I mean, we all know this about now. The internet is unforgiving. But so on Twitter, I don't know how familiar you are with Twitter, but they have the For You algorithm and the following algorithm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was on the For You algorithm all day long. So I was like, I need to make sure I'm seeing everything. Yeah. Because I wanted to see what folks had to say. And
you want to see both sides of the things,
yeah, and it was interesting because watching the Trump and Elon crowd, watching them self-destruct was, I don't know, it was different. Watching them having to split up and choose sides and figure out which way they were going to go, and watching them have the little infighting. That was all really interesting. Candace Owens, I can't stand her at all. But she put out a tweet that said something to the effect of to Elon, basically saying, you acting the way you're acting right now is not the flex you think it is, because you knew that he was a pedophile already. You just waited till now before you actually brought it out amongst everybody. She said, so that's not the flex you think it is. And last I looked, that tweet had 118,000 likes on it. So people are, that tweet definitely took things to another level. Now, at the same time, I was all in yesterday. Yesterday, I was all in. I was like, man, they're going at it. We knew this was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. They didn't make it to July before they broke up. Then today, it was real quiet. It was eerily quiet. And I was like, okay, so maybe this was a little bit staged, or maybe there was something going on there. Because when you look at what Elon said, he mentioned Epstein, but he didn't post a video or anything new that we didn't already know.
Yeah, he just put that clip of him dancing like we already saw that shit a group ago.
It's like, man, I could have done that. I seen that. Show me something I don't know, Elon. You know what I'm saying? So my brain's got to working, wheels got to spinning and whatnot. And so it's like, what is going on that they don't want us to know? And all I could think about was how in the last week they talked to, I don't know if you heard about it or not, but there's a company called Palantir, and they recently got some government contracts to where they're going to have the ability to pretty much take all of our data. It's pretty much what Elon's already done. Because I think everybody knows at this point, Doge came in, took our data, he got what he wanted, and then he bounced. And they can frame it however they want to frame it, but Elon got what he wanted. He's no longer under government supervision, and he's raking in that government money. I ain't saying he ain't gonna go. I'm not saying he's gonna go somewhere, because he's never gonna go anywhere. He's always gonna be around. But this company Palantir, man, what they're doing is something that I feel like might be part of the distraction, I guess so to say, because it's like these two little boys fighting, and we know they had the mentality of two little boys, but they're also two of the most powerful men in the world.
Oh, absolutely. You got the richest man and the most powerful man in the world.
You got to take it seriously at some point.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or in some shape, form, or fashion. But at the same time, it's like, whenever there's a lot of folks that I respect and a lot of folks that I get my news from and whatnot, they're saying, keep your eyes on the prize. They're still trying to hide something from us. So the main thing I keep seeing, like I said, is all this stuff about Palantir. And it kind of sucks because I got stock in Palantir and the stock is doing good. It's doing real good.
I bet it
But
is.
it's a moral conundrum. It's a moral,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's a moral conundrum because it's like, should I be investing in this stock that's
In the long run, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But it's
Stealing
like,
my
how do you
shit.
not? When you look at all the stocks in the stock market, it's like, man, you can pick and choose. I mean, even a stock like Google. I mean, Google's gonna fuck you over too. So it's like,
Oh,
what do
absolutely.
you do when it comes to stocks and whatnot? But I think we all got to keep our eyes on the prize. Make sure that we know exactly what is going on. Yeah, it's good entertainment. We got to remember Trump is an entertainer first. He's
First and
always going to be
foremost,
an
yeah.
entertainer first. He is not a politician. He's never claimed to be a politician. He's literally an entertainer and a wannabe actor. And Elon, he just loves attention. And this is a perfect thing for them to get exactly what they want because we call it a fight and whatnot. But at the end of the day, Trump really ain't said a whole lot. Not like we would think. You would think that if this was real and legit, that he would be going off a whole lot more than what he was. And I know Elon's probably got a big old Rolodex file on Trump and whatnot, and could probably truly expose that man for a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
But I have a hard time. I just have a hard time believing that there's going to be real beef between these two. I just don't
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, I saw Trump was talking about canceling his contracts and possibly investigating them. And I always say with anything, like anything that's happened in this administration, I'm like, because people get all excited when they hear something like that, like he's going to do this or going to do that or they're doing this or going to do that. Until you see some real shit happen, like, just don't even believe. Like, I think about it with, like, they said all this fraud they found in the government when all this Doge shit first kicked off. And, oh, yeah, there's millions. Well, actually, I don't think they put a legit amount on how much fraud they found.
No.
And I'm not, and it's not for me to say that there ain't no fraud in the government, because I know for damn sure there's fraud in the government.
Absolutely.
But them doing that, bro, it's just, it's crazy to me because they keep on just pushing it on us, and it's not real, man. It's just none of this is real, dog.
No.
It's and like you said, you go back to the distraction. I try not to be like a conspiracy theorist type person or anything like that.
Yeah, I try not to be that guy too.
And I know not everything is a conspiracy, but there are some conspiracies. Is one thing that people do got to realize. There really are conspiracies out here, and there's sometimes they will have to do shit like that to take your mind. It's just like a magician. That's how magician's shit looks so good, because it's just a hand trick. They're making you look here, but while they're really doing something over here, and you're like, oh shit. And then when you see it over here, like, how the hell did they get over here? And I've been looking over here because you've been looking over here while we've been doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's like you said, man. It's all a game, and that's the unfortunate part of politics at this point. And that's where I'm at with politics now. I'm like you said earlier. I was heavy into politics, and I still follow. But the politics don't get to me the way they used to get to me. Like I used to be one of the folks that would want to post all the time and make a political post here and there. And I'm not that guy anymore. I will look at other people's political posts, and I might click a like on there or whatnot. I might leave a reaction, but I'm probably not going to engage even if I agree or disagree, for the simple fact that it just doesn't move me like that the way it used to. And it probably should. I probably should care, but it's hard to when you know that it's all a game and nothing is real.
You have no control over it either.
None.
So it's like, that's the number one thing that probably got me to like chill out, because I'm like, bro, we're getting so worked up, and people are like, well, they're doing this and I'm doing that. I'm like, I get it, but it's like, what the hell are you gonna do about it? Like, what can we possibly do about any of this right now besides get on the internet and get angry? And that's it. That's all you can do, for real. There's nothing you can't change nothing. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen at the end of the day. That doesn't mean we need to stop calling out bullshit or nothing like that. You gotta constantly keep calling it out. Otherwise, if you don't call it out, that shit really gonna take off. But
And luckily, there's plenty of folks that's gonna call it out for me, so I ain't gotta worry about calling it out.
That's how I feel. Yeah,
I can just
if it gets to the point where somebody won't,
won't,
I'll jump in there. But
yeah,
nah, I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not the face of the revolution,
right?
Because it's just, there's not much I can do about it. And again, going back to the mental health part of it, it drains me mentally when I'm fighting a fight that one ain't gonna change nobody's mind or nothing like that, and it ain't gonna change what's actually happening. You know what I mean?
No, it ain't. It ain't. One of the things I like the last election, I really struggled with. Do I really want to vote in this election? And
That was the hardest.
I voted, and the main reason I still vote is because, I mean, truthfully, it's because I know our ancestors fought hard for this right to vote. And that, when I have those moments where it's like I ain't gonna vote no more, that's the first thing that pops in my head, and then I feel guilty, and it's like, man, people died for my right to vote. So at the very least, I need to show up and go vote, because that's always going to be something that's important to me. If I was in that situation where I was fighting for somebody's rights to vote, my people's right to vote for that matter, if I was fighting for that right, I would want my people to vote going forward. So I'm not going to be that guy, even though it's deep in me to not want to vote going forward, because I just don't feel like voting is going to make a difference. It might make a difference in your local elections, but state elections and federal elections and national elections, man, at the end of the day, man, them folks, they just don't care about us, man. They really don't. And they show it more and more each day. And with the insider trading that's been going on that they're doing nothing about, I mean, that's just absolutely insane. It's insane to think Marcus Stewart went to jail for what they're doing right now, man. And it's like, this is what politics has become. It's all entertainment, insider trading, and a whole bunch of propaganda.
Playing in our face.
Yeah, man. And it's like, man, this whole Trump Elon thing, it's just more of them just playing in our face, especially after today when it just stopped. And like I said, got eerily quiet. Because if it was real beef, they still would have been going at it today.
They're going back and forth.
Them dudes are two of the biggest narcissists that we've ever seen. There's no way that there's no way they're going to argue the way they argued yesterday and today to be like, well, fuck that dude. I ain't worried about him. No, whatever, dog.
They're not letting that shit drop. Yeah, it's hard for me, man. This one's tough for me. Cause like I said, I started off like, all right, I ain't believing this shit. And I was like, oh, y'all getting a little hitting below the waist now. Then it's like, now I don't know. So this is one of the ones I'm like, you know what? I'm not 100% sure. So I'm gonna just watch this shit play out and go from there.
I think about conversations that I have with my boys, like some of my dudes at work or some of my boys in a group chat. When we start going at each other, we might hit each other with some low blows. We might say some fucked up shit to each other. We might say crazy shit, but then we're gonna be laughing about it after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Because we know it's not real. So I can see Elon saying, "Hey, I'm gonna hit you with some Epstein shit," or watch this tweet, watch this next one coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like they're sitting back and laughing at this point because. Like I said, if it was real, Donnie would have released them files and been like, hey, look, man, I ain't in them files. Look, they're right here, dog. You know what I'm saying? They would have released them right away. And I've seen folks on Twitter saying stuff like, well, if he was really in them Epstein files, the Democrats would have released them. No, they're in them too.
Because they in it too. Yeah, the hell.
They're not going to release that shit. Biden ain't going to release no shit that's got Bill Clinton name all over it. It's like, man, come on, man. It's like,
hell no.
It's like, come on, folks. Wake up, man. Wake up.
Yeah.
Wake
and
up,
what's crazy to me, man, is this is what makes it really sad, is that our president plays around on fucking social media so much that you don't know what's real. I hate our president, especially early on. I really used to hate that our president was on social media. But then I'm like, you know what? We're in a different climate. A lot of people get news from social media before they'll go to a news outlet. So I'm like, I got to understand shit is adapted. Mm-hmm. The president might need social media to get a message out to the country faster than it would be if he got on CNN, Fox News, something like that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It just is what it is. But when you have a president that comes on here and plays around on his little own platform, it's like, what are we doing here? And then you're like, oh, don't take this message. This ain't real. We're just joking on it. Nigga, you're the president. You don't get a chance to get on social media and joke. People take what you say to heart as truth and real. Heart. Yeah. There's no such thing as playing around. And as a president, I don't want my president playing around on serious shit like that. I'm coming to you to really know what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? That's what your job is here for, like to govern and help, nigga. Like shit, not to play around, play with my emotions and shit.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know,
it's changed. Social media has definitely changed the game as far as politics, man. I mean, it's got folks like Stephen A. Smith thinking he's going to be president in 2028. It's like, I can't imagine going to a voting booth and seeing Stephen A. Smith's name up in there. And it's like, man, damn. It's like, this is what politics is now. This is what we are. Like, I would love to go into a time machine like 200 years from now just to look back and see what's going on in America 200 years from now, and to see what they have to say about this time period, to see if this time period is something that's looked down upon, or if it's something that spawns the future. You know what I'm saying? Because I talk shit about Stephen A. Smith and whatnot, and I might crack jokes, but I mean, what do we do if he does get the? What do we do if he does win the primary?
Yeah.
In 2016, we were like, Donald Trump's running. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We laughed at him. And here we are in 2025, and this man has ran for president 3 times, won twice.
And now everybody knows it can be real if Stephen A. runs. It's like, shit, anything possible now. We got a nigga that's a convicted felon as our president right now.
It's crazy, man.
That says enough right there, dog.
I just want to know what they're going to say about this time period 100, 200 years from now. I really want to know. I would love to know. I know I ain't going to be here, but just to see what it says in the history books and whatnot, that would be something I would love to see.
Well, my main fear is we don't know how it's going to be because we're dumbing down shit, it feels like.
Yeah.
So it might just become a new norm and be like, oh, this is where the great takeover happened and shit. I literally always go back to that movie Idiocracy.
Yeah,
I'm like, I think we've gotten to that point now to where stupid is being rewarded.
I hadn't seen that movie, but I got it on. I got it set up to record next time it comes on. So I'm gonna have it in my DVR file here before too long. And
when you watch that movie,
because you're not you're not the first person I've heard say that. And it's like, man, I need to see this movie because
it's crazy, dog. It is like I'm like shit. I almost want to go back and see who wrote the damn movie because I'm like, y'all predicted this shit, and it's funny. There's like. The dude wakes up and everybody's idiots, and that's the country now. It's like if you're smart, you looked at as a weirdo. It's the dumb people running the shit.
I mean, they're trying to get rid of smart people. They're trying to take They're trying to take the accreditation from Harvard and Columbia. It's like, come on, man. It's like, come on. We really gonna act like them ain't 2 of the best universities in the country? Like, like this is what we're doing. It's like shit don't make no sense, man.
I tell you what the funniest part on there is.
Don't make no sense. If you have their point of view, it makes a ton of sense because what they're doing is intentional. So
for sure. It's definitely intentional. And, but I was gonna say, if you watch the movie, the funniest part that makes it really seem realistic is that's when Crocs first appeared. Was in that movie.
Really?
I forgot when that movie came out. They were in the movie because they were ugly ass shoes, and they were making fun that people gonna be wearing ugly ass shoes like this, and we all in this bitch wearing Crocs now.
Oh my goodness!
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like
my youngest wears Crocs like they ain't nothing.
Come on,
and he's
man.
25 going on 26.
Oh man, they love Crocs, man.
Love them. Man, they love them.
I have, like I said, I have my little brother here. He wears nothing but Crocs. I was fucking with him because he's going to his senior year, and I was scrolling Instagram. This little Croc backpack came on. I'm like, what, you gonna get this for your last year, man? I'm like, damn, that's all you wear. Shit. We be telling my fraternity with our undergraduates, like, look, man, you a Kappa man. You gotta carry yourself. You gotta look good. You can't be out here just crocked up all the damn time and sweats and shit, looking crazy. But no, man. So funny. Yeah, just I guess we can say for that one, that's we think it's real talk, clickbait. What's going on with the Trump shit?
Yesterday I thought it was real talk. Today I'm all calling
clickbait.
I'm calling it clickbait, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I can't commit on this one yet. So
I hear you. And
I'll have to circle. I have to see some more.
Yeah, I hear you.
I've gone back and forth. We'll see, but I don't trust the government, so it makes it hard.
No,
and it's funny too what you said about voting. Is literally like if you go listen to any of my episodes on the last podcast, especially leading up to the vote, I'm like, I do not want to vote for anybody. It was hard. It took me a long time to even get to the point, and I ended up voting for Kamala just because I just could not handle Trump, and I didn't even want to. It was hard because I didn't want to vote for her. You know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I didn't want to vote for her at all, man. It was really hard, and like I said, that was gonna be my first year taking off from voting. But then ancestors look down, nigga, I wish you would take off and vote. All the shit we done had to go through and all this shit, man. I'm like,
can't disrespect it, man. Can't disrespect it.
Yeah, but I think what I'll do next year is really I'm gonna do what I want. I did get a little bit of influence. Because I didn't plan on voting for her. I was like, it was hard. I gave myself reasons to justify it. But I did get some influence of like, ah, yeah, you just making it easier for him. It's the typical conversation you always get when you want to vote outside of a specific party. Oh, well, you just gave that vote away, yada yada yada. I promise you, I'm not entertaining that shit no more.
No,
And I
man,
will
no,
always
no.
vote for who I personally think will be the best. I don't care what affiliation. I ain't doing that shit no more.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I went through this. I went through the same range of emotions. I voted for Kamala, but my main beef was I've been a Democrat most of my life. Well, I say most of my life. As long as I've been voting, I've always voted Democrat, except for back in '04 when I voted for Bush because I wanted him to finish his shit and get on out of there. And I just didn't have no trust in Kerry to get anything done. 2004 was crazy, but later for all that shit. One of the things, shit, damn, I lost my train of thought. But damn,
Yeah.
that shit left that quick.
Oh yeah.
Well, oh yeah. So been a Democrat most of my life, and I feel like the party has moved to the right. And for somebody who's always voted Democrat, I just didn't like that a lot because I was like, at this point, y'all ain't representing what I like. So it's
Exactly,
like
yeah.
I had that conundrum going on. But the main reason I voted for Kamala was because I just knew under her terms we wouldn't be going through no crazy bullshit like Elon and Trump fighting. It's like you the
Yeah.
president of the United States, man. Come on, man.
That's what kind of that led me to that. Like, we can get back to some form of decency and respect as a country.
Yeah, at the very least, that's all I'm
Yeah, at the
asking.
very least. It was like that. Can we get some sense of normalcy back? 'Cause we got fucking dead Joe Biden out here,
Yeah.
and I was similar to you. I left the Democratic Party after the 2016 election.
Okay.
And I just get tired, man. You get tired of hearing lies, especially for
Everything is
black people.
performative.
Yeah,
Everything's performative, man. Nothing's real.
it is, man. Nothing changes. Like, I'm not gonna keep voting for you on shit change, and you just because it seems like the black party. Like, nah, nigga, well, you ain't getting my vote. You gotta earn my shit, man. That's
Yeah.
how I
Yeah.
feel. Earn my shit. Don't, the Democrats think that the black vote is just a given now. No, it's
hmm
not. Earn that shit and quit lying,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Oh,
this whole shit over
they've gotten
Biden does
complacent as
lie.
hell. Yeah, they've
Yeah,
gotten complacent as
and that's
hell.
what they got their ass torched in the election. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is.
Hey,
That's what
man,
happens.
it's wild to me that people who are supposed to be educated couldn't figure out a way to defeat Donald Trump in 2016 and in 2024. Because from where I sit, it shouldn't have been that hard. But it comes down to messaging and it comes down to following through. At the
Oh
very
yeah.
least, follow through. Because, like you said, it just got to a point where they just ain't doing nothing that they say, and it's like, well, we got the black vote, we got this wrapped up.
Yeah.
Because you notice in 2024, in that election, when Kamala lost, who were the first people they blamed? They blamed the black man.
They
That's
always
all I
do.
kept hearing.
Yeah.
With the black man that
And till the numbers came out.
80% of the black men voted for. How is it the black men's fault? You need to go to the folks
They
that
always
are
do
at
that
the
shit,
54%
man.
and the 55%. It wasn't the black men.
Them
It's like
Hispanics switched on
all
y'all's
you're doing
ass
is
quick.
pushing more black folks away. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
I agree with you. It
but
gets
you know,
exhausting, man.
yeah. That's why I was like, I got to start letting this politics shit go because
It is. That's why I stopped doing party affiliations. I started voting for who I like. And honestly, it's been a mix. I'm like, I might like this Republican better for this situation. I might like this person. Like, all honestly, if Nikki Haley would have ran for president, I probably would have voted for her. And I know
gotcha.
people
Okay,
would have been pissed off at me, especially if it had been Kamala running against her. But
right,
I would have voted for Nikki Haley. That's who I was kind of leaning towards. I liked a lot of what she was talking about.
right.
Then she got ignorant and shit, and then she switched up too. And it's just then you like, all right, fuck politics, y'all stupid as hell.
Yeah.
It's just hard finding somebody that's authentic, and the ones that are authentic, those big parties push them away because they don't go
Yeah.
in line with them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we
So
watched
we'll
it
see.
happen here in Kentucky. Charles Booker is one of the most authentic politicians I've ever seen, and the Democratic Party pushed him to the side. And it's like, man, if y'all to gave that man a chance, who knows what might have happened, man? But it's like you said, when somebody's authentic, man, they're gonna
don't
push
like
him
that
away,
shit.
man. You're gonna have to be a dirty motherfucker to be a politician. That's just the way it is.
It really is, man. I hate it, but nah, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the
Oh, yeah.
listeners.
Absolutely.
Hope y'all got something out of that, man. We put a lot in there for you today. So
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
hope y'all enjoyed that. Took something away from it. Shit from the mental health to the politics. I think everything's just been all about identity. And just finding that authenticity. I think that's a big word that has stuck out in this episode.
Absolutely.
It's just that authenticity. And as we go back out in the real world, you get done, turn this off. Just remember focus on being that authentic person, being that best version of yourself, being real, honest, no matter how ugly and hard it is.
Right.
Like I always tell my children, man, the truth is just so much easier to deal with than lying and shit like that and being fake. It's just, no matter how ugly it is, bring that truth with it, because that's going to give you that freedom that you really need. And it's going to bring you that growth as well, too.
Absolutely. Honesty is way more fun anyway.
Come on, man. But as always, you've been listening to the Clearly Confused podcast, but like your group chat, but with better audio. And remember, if you're still confused, hit us up on our social media accounts, and we'll help you get it cleared up.
Absolutely. Happy Pride Month, y'all.
Yes, sir. Y'all enjoy.
Peace.